first words that come to your mind when you think about this program, and what has it meant for you?
I think that it's life-changing. It doesn't necessarily change the situation that you're in, but it changes the way you think about it. And to me, that's life-changing. Like before I took the course, I was one of those people who could just be buffeted about by my mind. Like if you think of someone walking a big dog and the dog just pulls the leash and they get jerked everywhere by the dog, that's what my mind would do to me. Until I took this course and I learned how to step back and just kind of watch my mind, distance myself from my mind, watch it play its tricks, but not get involved, such that I could enter a stressful situation, and instead of getting pulled this way and that way by it or by my mind, I could stay centered. And to me, that's life-changing, and that's what Joy gave to me in this class.
Wow.
I remember you telling a story about, in your work situation, just listening to someone. Whereas we all have the thought that, oh my God, I have to fix this, I have to have suggestions and advice. And you said we had some sort of an exercise the week before. And you said, I just listened. And everything was so different. We were all so touched by the power of that experience that you had.
I remember that. I didn't have to rush in, make everything okay, fix it, say all the right things. I was just able to be with that person. And I think it was tremendously powerful for them. It was for me. And they really didn't need anything from me other than my presence. So simple.
Comes to my mind is life-altering. And I used that in the class, I remember in the beginning, to describe the experience that I was having. And really, it was as if before I took the class, my life, I was tail spinning is how I described it. I felt like I was reacting to things and overwhelmed, sort of a sense of not knowing how to handle certain situations. I had been recently diagnosed with a chronic illness and just felt like I was swirling around in my life, and then came to the course and it was as if I could just breathe. But you had mentioned earlier that aha moment. It was full of aha moments, and it was this sense of, okay, and just being with the situations. Nothing changed in my life. Things were still happening the same, but I was able to kind of step back, watch, think, and trust in the process that things would unfold. And I noticed that I was just smiling through my life. Like I could be having a confrontation with someone, but I was very at peace and almost giggly inside that it was so different. I mean, it was so noticeably different. And it was so simple. It was all we were doing was really spending 20 minutes a day, half an hour a day, meditating. And it was so profound, and I just trusted that the more I did it, the more effect it would have. And I really lived it and saw it. And it just makes you keep wanting to do it because it's so powerful.
I remember the first evening coming in and saying that, well, it's mind-body stress reduction, MBSR, and that my mind and body were broke. And I was totally stressed out, and then I felt my life was shrinking and reducing down to a dot. I have a disability which you can't see. I've just been through a very traumatic year where I'd lost my youngest sibling, my brother, to cancer over the span of 4 months, and this was just after the holidays when this course started, and I was just completely, I had been doing some grief counseling and things, but I think that I just sort of held it together through the holidays and sort of saw this as my opportunity to have some time to work on all those the MBSR, and so each one of those points just hit home for you. Totally, and for me, it was more like a lifeboat, is how I described it. I mean, it was life-altering, but I imagined that first night during one of our short meditations that our lifeboat had come, and it was all women in this class, but I guess there are men too. That was going to be another question of mine. But I imagined that all of the people in the room were in this lifeboat, and that they didn't really have a choice whether I had to climb in with them or not. They just got me as I was. And through the course of, it turned out to be 10 weeks because we had some breaks, the whole situation, I didn't leave feeling like I needed that lifeboat anymore. I was ready to go on with life, and in not such a broken and small and stressed out way.